Travis here with Chaparral Motorsports, and today I'm going to show you all the different methods that I've used when it comes to installing dirt bike grips. Now, before we get started as far as installing the grip, let's get the old grips off. Now, whether it's an OEM grip or it's an aftermarket grip that you already have on the handlebar, there's a couple different methods as far as taking them off. I like to either take a razor blade and slice right down the middle, throw it away, or if you do tend on using the grip again, I don't know what for, you can take an air compressor and just blow it off of the handlebar. So after you get the old grips removed, be sure to take a towel, maybe some brake cleaner, Windex, some type of alcohol product, and wipe down the handlebar just to get all the old debris off of it. Sometimes the grips will tear because you fell, and dirt will build up within the handlebar. So just be sure to wipe the surface area before the new grips get applied. All right, so now that we have the grip off the bar, the old grip off the bar, let's work on getting the new one on. Now, the first method that I'm going to show you is just a simple zip tie method. If you happen to run out of grip glue in the garage or any of these other materials that I might be using, because I know people have other ways of getting grips on, grab some zip ties. All it takes is about 4 to 5 zip ties. So I have 4 zip ties here, and we're going to just use some Pro Taper full diamond single density grips. Get these out of the packaging. Now when you're installing a new set of grips, make sure to look at what side goes where. There's one with a larger diameter. That's going to obviously go on the throttle tube side. We're doing the left side with the clutch, so we're going to do this one right here. So the zip tie method's it's simple. There's no glue requirement. You don't have to let anything dry. It's just literally 4 zip ties and some elbow grease. So get the 4 zip ties down into the grip like so. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to separate these and evenly with inside the grip. So when you're sliding this onto the bar, these are almost acting as runners, like rails. It kind of keeps the grip lifted up off of the bar. So see how I have it kind of split into 4? So just kind of get it onto the bar, and the zip ties are going to move around on you. So just kind of wiggle them around to where they're all evenly spaced. And when they're all evenly spaced, you're able to just move the grip back and forth and slide it onto the handlebar. I don't really recommend twisting because you can actually twist the zip ties inside the grip and it doesn't really work as well. Like I said, you are going to have to use a little bit of elbow grease when it comes to using zip ties. So when you get to this point, and you can see we almost have the grip completely onto the bar. There's only about a ½ inch left. Grab a pair of pliers or maybe a crescent wrench and close it to about the width of a zip tie. And this is going to help you pull these things out of the grip. So continue pulling all 4 zip ties out. After you have all 4 zip ties out, your grip's on and you're ready to ride. Now, the second method, which is becoming really popular these days, is a lock-on grip. The only thing you need is a tool to tighten the screw. You literally just slide the lock-on grip onto the bar, tighten the screw, and you're ready to go. Now, the only downfall is if you happen to run an aluminum throttle tube, you can't run these lock-on grips on top of that aluminum throttle tube. Lock-on grips all come with a throttle tube and a set of cams to match your bike. In my opinion, this is the easiest, quickest way to get grips on your bike and get to the track. Now, the third method I know of is either using hairspray or some spray paint. Now, this is more of a last resort type of method. I know you may have ran out of grip glue in your garage, you don't have an air compressor, or maybe zip ties you don't even have. So go ahead, get into your mom's cabinet, grab some of her hairspray, or walk into the garage and grab some of Dad's spray paint and just use it as a grip glue. I'll show you the method of how to do it. I'll use hairspray, and we'll use some Pro Taper 1/3 waffle grips, one of my favorite. All the grips that I'm showing you guys today, you can find them inside Chaparral. Come on into the store. You can even open the case like I am and get a real good feel as far as what the grips are going to feel like in your hand. So the hairspray method. And what the steps that I'm doing for a hairspray method, it's the same steps to do if you have spray paint. I don't really like to spray directly onto the handlebar. When you're spraying, you don't know if you're going to get it onto the lever or whatever else may be in the garage. Some guys aren't the smartest, and they'll start spraying from over here, and it'll go into their triple clamps. So just be sure to always spray into the grip. And, you know, be generous. Spin the grip all the way around. Get it all up in there. See that? And after you get it all up in there, you just move it around. Now, I'd say you have about 30 to 45 seconds to get this thing slid onto the handlebar. So as you can tell, it goes on simple. And once you find out the spot it needs to be, just let it be. In about 5 to 7 minutes, come back and the hairspray will have dried. When you come back after the 5 minutes and the end of the grip still has a little bit of movement to it, don't be alarmed. Just poke a hole in the end of the grip and that'll allow it to dry a little bit quicker. If you're planning on riding the next day, you're going to be fine in the morning. It's going to be all dried up for you. On to the next method. Method 4, electrical tape and gasoline. I know it sounds kind of weird, but the gasoline actually makes a chemical reaction causing an adhesive with the electrical tape. Now, electrical tape and gasoline is something you usually always have when you go dirt bike riding. So I thought this would be a good one to show, being that you may have ran out of grip glue on the way to the track. So start by wrapping the electrical tape around the handlebar. Now, it doesn't have to be pretty or anything like that. When you're wrapping the electrical tape around, I like to cover about half of the width of electrical tape. So just wrap it around. Therefore, you know you're not putting too much on or too little. Just keep it right in the middle of the electrical tape. Get down to the end, throw a couple around there, pull it off. So this time around, we're going to use some full diamond, single density, medium compound grips. Pull the left one out of here. All right, so now that the electrical tape is applied to the bar, this is the part where you actually fill the grip up with gasoline. Now, fill it up and kind of pour it back out depending on how you get the gasoline into the grip. And then kind of shake it out and slide it on. Now, you're only going to have about, let's say, 8 seconds to get this grip on because gasoline dries up really quick. So, we're going to pour some gasoline into the grip like so. Fills up all the way. I don't know if you guys can see that. All right, we're going to shake it out. And we're going to get it right on there. Now these are diamond grips, so it really doesn't matter as far as where it's at on the bar. When you have a half waffle grip, be sure to get it rotated as quick as you can as far as getting the half waffle in the proper position before it dries. So as I go onto the right side, I'm going to tape up the electrical over here, and usually by the time I get done taping up the other side of the bar, this side tends to be dry. All right guys, it's literally been less than a minute. I just got around to cutting the throttle grip off. I haven't even got to electrical tape it yet. And look, this left side, it's already dry. I like the electrical and gasoline method. I know it requires a few different materials, but the fact of how fast it dries and that you always have those in your toolbox, I think it's the way to go. So since it dried so quickly and I want to move on to the next method, I'm going to have to cut it off, which was one of my ways as far as removing grips from the handlebar. You can either cut them off or blow them off. Be sure to get the electrical tape off the bar before you decide to use this method again, or if you wanted to just use grip glue, just remember to take the electrical tape off the bar. The last method I'm going to show you is just your traditional grip glue. Now, we sell a ton of different grip glue here at Chaparral, whether it's Renthal, 3-Bond, Pro Taper, they all work pretty well. I'm going to show you with Pro Taper grip glue today. Using grip glue is pretty explanatory. I've seen guys zigzag it up and down and around on the handlebar, as well as putting it in the grip. I've seen guys just put it in the grip. Either way, the more you use, the longer it's going to take to dry. You're obviously going to need some to get it lubricated onto the handlebar, so I just like putting it inside the grip. We're going to use the full diamond dual density Pro Taper grips, and I'll start with the left side here. So just get your grip glue and kind of just run around the entire inside of the grip. Put a generous bead all the way around. Once you get that bead all the way around in there, you kind of want to put it vertical, let it run down the sides. Some guys will kind of rub it around, make sure it just gets everywhere. Remember what I said, the more glue you use, the longer it's going to take to dry. So now that we got the glue in there, we'll slide it onto the bar. Now the Pro Taper grip glue, it kind of leans more towards a super glue. Renthal grip glue has a little bit more of a rubber compound to it, as to where the Pro Taper, it's going to get hard, and it's going to get hard fast. Now that we got the left side on, let's get the throttle side on, and this bike's going to be ready to go. Now when you apply the grip to the throttle tube and you're sliding it on, sometimes it requires twisting. Always be sure to twist the grip forward when you're working with the throttle. All right, so that's the final method I'm going to show you guys as far as installing dirt bike grips. After you get them put on, I always like to use wire tie just for that extra security. So I hope you guys can pick up and use one of these methods in your garage and get the grips on the bike so you can get out there and rip. So come on into Chaparral, grab some grips for yourself, and try one of the methods I just showed you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. That means give me a thumbs up. Again, I'm Travis, and we'll see you guys next time.